I think it falls to me to bring this damp squib to an end for the government. I apologise. I've only got back to Leinster House, so I didn't hear the debate. But I suspect I know the song very well. I was glad to see Deputy Tobin back with us, and delighted to welcome him back. Sorry I missed Deputy MacDonald in particular, but I think I know the text very well. Sinn Féin clearly have had a lot of eager little beavers with social science degrees working away on scripts over the last 2 days for this parliamentary farce that they know very well is going nowhere. Sinn Féin know what they're about. I know what they're about. They know I know what they're about. And you're just about exploiting the circumstances for any advantage that might happen to come from it. It's nothing to do with governance or bringing forward solutions or putting people back to work or protecting sections of the community or anything else. I mean, the endless rhetoric, not a single policy in the soundbite for everything, a policy for nothing. And the policies that you have published have more holes in them than a colander. I saw Deputy MacDonald on television when Deputy Brian Hayes was on with our Minister of State Hayes, and she couldn't account for the missing 750 million, but it didn't matter, because it doesn't matter. Producing an alternative budget doesn't matter. It's about exploiting the mood of the people as you perceive it for electoral advantage. You tried to do the same thing. You tried to do the same thing in respect of the fiscal treaty. You got 50% of the coverage, and of course that was the reason you took up the position you took up. But you learned a lesson from it. You learned a lesson from it. At the end of it, you were exposed as not having one single positive proposal to offer the Irish people. If the Irish people had followed your example on the fiscal treaty, where would we be now? We would be in worse circumstances than the unfortunate people of Greece, and you know it. So that's the fundamental division in this House. You are embarked in the present economic climate in creating as much mayhem as you can and hope that you will get some support for it. I don't believe you will, because the fact of the matter is everybody who has a tither of wit knows the state of this economy that we inherited. They know the dysfunctional circumstances into which the country was plunged. And they know now that stability has been restored to the governance of this country. They know that the reputation of this country has been restored. They know that. We have a thriving export sector. We have the healthiest IDA pipeline. We have the healthiest IDA pipeline that we have ever had. We had the best year last year for 10 years in terms of foreign direct investment. We have difficulties in the consumer economy, and it's not difficult to understand why that should be the case. And we are addressing these issues, and against all the odds managed to bring home a budget in the constraints where this is the 6th time that the people have had to endure cutbacks because of the gap between our spending and our revenues. The fact of the matter is, we're never going back to having 17% of the population involved in construction. Any normal economy has about 8%. Right now, we've only 3%. We have to get that up. But the challenge is to recast the entire economy, and that's what we are working towards. We now have the real prospect, if stability were to return to the Eurozone, of growing this economy faster than similar economies elsewhere. And playing parliamentary games and one-upmanship about, with this motion, try and create more damage than would the budget debate continuing or the debate on the X case, would that be more productive? If creating mayhem with a motion of no confidence would create more, then we'll go for that. The fact of the matter is, you're having absolutely no impact with this motion.
Time up, Minister.
Everybody recognises that it's a joke and will see through it for the joke that it is. There is serious business confronting this Parliament that it has to do, and you're simply.
Order, please. Time's up, Minister.
I just want to welcome Pierce back as well, because he was kept under wraps for 3 or 4 months. I've never been able to find out why, because he's a very energetic young man. I don't know why he's been kept under wraps. And, you know, this bleating that Pierce and his colleagues go on with, you think they were keeping Vincent de Paul in business.
Minister, your time is up.
Well, I greatly regret that, Chairman, because I was only getting started.